Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I'm here with a haul for you guys. Done a few trips to Sydney lately. Been really good at curbing my spending, not so much since this trip, but I've been to Sydney, been into a few shops I haven't had a chance to go in, you'll see what I mean. Picked up a few things, and I'm going to share them with you guys. So let's just jump straight into it. I've already filmed the first 3 products of this haul, and my camera wasn't filming, so let's just get into it. My first trip to Sydney, I went to Bondi. I went into Mecca to grab 2 things specifically and get my beauty lip box, which all the stuff's been put away. Didn't even think to save it. But the first thing I grabbed was the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I'm in the shade 01 Opal, the lightest shade they make, obviously, because I'm that fair. I really like this. I've used it on its own, and then I've used it with a powder foundation on top, and then I've used it underneath my foundation. I do prefer it with something else on top, just because I am a little bit oilier, so I do need to set it. But it's really nice just to pop on, because it does have SPF 30 if I'm just running around outside for a little bit, to have my sun protection, because it does, the issue I find with face sunscreens is everything makes me oily. This doesn't make me feel really greasy, so I do really like it for that. I don't use as much liquid foundation when I use this underneath, so I like that as well. And then what I got it for was for kind of light coverage days with just a powder foundation on top, and it works great like that as well. Definitely something you need to work in with your fingers and kind of press into the skin. Didn't like when I used it with a brush, and with a sponge it just absorbed, but with your fingers and kind of working it into the skin is really nice. So I grabbed that, and then I grabbed the very hyped Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Light Warm. This has been so hyped about this. This is incredible full coverage concealer, and when you use a decent amount of product, it can be full coverage. But what I thought it would be something I can use a little bit of and cover really well. I just draw a line under my eye and it would cover. No, I need to kind of bring it down and kind of fill it in, and then I can get it to work, but not using this little product as I thought I would have to. So it's disappointing in the fact that it's not what I thought it would be, but I do like how it wears when I build it up enough. Does that make sense? Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Kind of still on the fence about it. If you guys have your favorite ways of applying this and wearing this, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I like it, but I don't love it. That's what I'll say. Okay, so while I was in Bondi, I actually made my first trip to a freestanding Inlgot store. If you guys have been with me for a while, 3 years ago now, I went to IMATS and I made myself a custom 5-pan palette. But obviously, because IMATS is so crazy busy and there were so many people, I really didn't pick good colours that go together or that I would wear at the time, and it just was a bit of a disaster. I passed the palette along just because I didn't wear it. But I went to the Bondi store. The girls there were lovely. I was the only customer, so they really had some time to talk me through everything and give me some recommendations on colours and stuff. So I'm really happy with the palette I ended up grabbing. I got a 10-pan palette, and it is a very me palette. It's a neutral palette. What else would you expect? I love a neutral eye. It's just the way I am. But this is my palette. It goes from... There's not a lot of light shimmery shades. I'm going to go to another Inlgot again in 2 weeks time, so, and may grab more because I am really liking them. I haven't played with them enough to be yes, these are the best eyeshadows ever, but I do like this system of being able to create your own palette. It is $130 I think it was, for all of this together, so it is pretty penny. But if you were to do it with MAC shadows, it would cost you heaps more. And you get to pick your own colours. I feel like that's what kind of grounded it for me, is I got to pick my own colours. There's heaps of product in it. Yes. So this is my palette. I'm just going to swatch them and tell you what they are. So the first thing was a champagne golden inner corner highlight, and then a kind of pinky, dusty kind of transition shade. So the highlight is $3.95 and the transition is $3.41. I've gone and written and taped the numbers on the back so I can tell you guys, because Otherwise, it's a pain to try and get these out. I did get 5 mattes and 5 shimmers as well, because to me that's like the perfect ratio. Then the next two kind of transition light shades is like, so it's this one here, which basically reminds me of Lorax Mauve, this one here, and then this warm brown transition shade, so it's like the pinky for something quite soft, the one that's like Lorax Mauve, and then a warm colour. So the mauvey colour is $3.37, and then the warm transition shade is actually a brow powder. You can use powders anywhere on your face, but because it's quite warm, you need to have like warm hair for this. But it's a brow powder in $5.63. But it works really great as a transition on the eyes. Then we move to my two kind of pinky shades. I've got like a true rose gold and then like a pinky champagne right here, so it's something deeper and then a little bit lighter. So the deeper one is 31, and I believe that one's an AMC diamond shadow, so I got little bits of glitter in there. And then $3.97 for the lighter pink. Then we've got like two bronzy shades, so something a little bit lighter and cooler, and then deeper and kind of more bronze there. So it's $1.56 is the lighter and $4.09 for the darker. And then two mattes to round out my palette, because you need something to deepen up the crease. They're very similar in like the fact that they're both dark browns, but the with the lighter one, I found I can sheer it out a little bit easier if I blend it with the transition shades, but the dark one, because it is so dark, it's hard to sheer out. But I never use a matte black in a palette, so for me that was pointless. But this is so dark that it almost gives it can give a very similar effect, whereas this one you can kind of sheer it out and blend it to be a little bit softer. So that is my palette there. That is it here. So the lighter brown is $3.27 and the darker brown is $3.29. So there's only like one shade in between difference. So that is my Inlgot palette. They are super pigmented. I'm really liking them. As I said, I might grab some more when I'm near an Inlgot store soon. We'll see. But I've really been liking those. Then I made a trip to Sydney and I visited a few places while I was there. The first place I went to, I had an invitation to go to the Estee Lauder corporate store, which I'm really thankful I got to go to. I picked up mostly MAC stuff, and I'll start with, they had like this goodie bag of things. It was like 5 products for $30. Incredible. I'm wearing one of them on my lips right now. This is the MAC Vamplify lip gloss in What's Going On. It's a hot pink with like a bluey duochrome. Really pretty. It's one of those full color lip glosses. I have nothing on underneath this. It is super opaque. It is bleeding a little bit. I feel like you need to kind of line it to keep it in place. But very, very pretty. Not super sticky. Also in there was the cream sheen glass in Softly Lit. This is, I think, from the Fairy Whispers collection. It's just like a nude with a sheen. The cream sheen glasses. I feel people will prefer the cream sheen glasses because they're not as sticky, but I have heard matte lip glosses can be super sticky. I don't like lip gloss in the first place, so we'll see how I feel about that. Also in that pack was there was something else in there. What was it? I can't remember. There was an eyeshadow. This is in an extra dimension formula, and this is in Silver Sun. I think this is the weirdest name, this eyeshadow, because it's not silver and it's not sunny. It's a beautiful kind of minty, tealy green color. Really, really beautiful. You can use these wet and dry. There was also the Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Camel Coat, which is a really nice light taupey color, so it goes great under any kind of neutral eye looks. So yeah, definitely like a grey taupe look, better for cooler tones. But I love my soft ochre paint pot, so I was excited to try another paint pot. Why do I think there was something else? Why do I think there was something else? I feel like there was 5 things, but I can't think what else was in there. I don't know. That's what I have. Anyway, other things I picked up while I was there. I picked up the MAC Beauty Powder from the Fairy Whispers collection in Pearl Sunshine. This is beautiful. It is a pink powder with an iridescence. It swatches how I wish the Urban Decay highlighter in Fireball swatched. It's like got this orangey peachy shift on the cheeks. I've worn it and it looks almost blue. I wear it as a blush topper. Now if you watched my Declutter series, I got rid of the MAC Cinderella collection highlighter iridescent powder because I didn't like it as a blush topper because it was so glittery. This is sheeny, so I do like it. I want to pop some on. Let me grab my highlight brush and pop a bit on the top of my blush so you can see. If you were deeper, you could definitely use this as a highlight. But it kind of adds, see, that kind of peachy glow to the cheeks. Very beautiful. And the shimmer is very soft that it doesn't accentuate any pores. Love that. Also from the Fairy Whispers collection, I picked up the foiled eyeshadow in Sweet Illusion. I feel like this was the color I really wanted from this collection. It's like a silver color. I don't know. It's very sparkly. I haven't worn it yet. I definitely need to play with it. I think with camel coat underneath and wet, this would be really pretty. But it's definitely something you'd have to use your finger with. It's a really weird texture. I love the print of it, like that it looks like it like sheets. I don't know. But I need to play with this to see. It's very, very pretty though. The last thing I picked up from the MAC section at the corporate store was another one of the extra dimension eyeshadows in Rich Core. This is a beautiful, like, deep plummy color. Oh, it's so pretty. These are super pigmented. When MAC next comes out with an extra dimension eyeshadows, I'm definitely grabbing some of the neutrals. These are super buttery, super pigmented. Incredible. I've worn that all over as like a purple smoky eye. Very pretty. Okay, so the last thing I picked up from the corporate store was the Bobbi Brown corrector in Extra Light Peach. I'm really enjoying this. I've got it on under my concealer today. Very, very nice and light for me. Corrects really well. I find a lot of correctors are just too dark for me because I am so fair, but this is really, really beautiful. The texture really reminds me of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer, but it's like a little bit softer. Very, very nice, very blendable, very buildable. I like using my Sigma Precision Kabuki brush. My P84, the angled one, to just go in around the eye area with this. I like that a lot. Okay. Other things I got when I was there, I went to PM Studios. I've never actually been in store to PM Studios, but I have ordered online. I needed to pick up a backup of my custom cover drops in N10. Mine are running out. I love these mixed in with foundation mixed in with foundation specifically. I don't like them kind of mixed in with serums or primers. I prefer them to amp up the coverage of my foundation and make them a little bit lighter. Really like that. So that is going in my backup drawer. The other thing I picked up, which I'm super excited about, is one of the Visart Color Theory palettes. This is why I really wanted to go in store, because I couldn't pick the color I wanted. I was tossing up between Minx and Cashmere. Ended up going with Minx. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, obviously, you guys have seen these. They pop out. This, I don't know, this palette just called to me. Like, I swatched the burnt kind of orange and then the plummy shade. They're so beautiful. The mattes are incredible. I did swatch the neutral mattes palette, and They're so beautiful, but I don't think I need any more matte eyeshadows. Saying that, I want to get the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette, but hey. So that is the Minx palette there. It is absolutely gorgeous. I haven't worn it on the eyes yet, so I can't speak to the longevity, but I can speak to the pigment with a wipe. Now this is just a dry one, which is how I usually get off swatches with powders, but like those mattes stick around. Very impressed with them. I then made my way into the city and I stopped in at Sephora. I picked up their the Sephora Precision eyeliner, liquid eyeliner in black. These are my big backup drawer I forgot to get out. Because they ran out of Kat Von D tattoo liners. So we'll try that one with my eyeliner. I have no like spare eyeliners when my current eyeliners run out. So I picked that up. We'll see how I like it. I think I'm still going to prefer the Kat Von D. We'll see. But while I was at the Kat Von D section, I did go and pick up. Again, they didn't have the color I wanted. I wanted Thunderstruck, but now I've looked through my collection. I think it's very similar to Mosaic Gold from Napoleon. So I'm really glad I picked this one up. This is the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in Synergy. I don't think you understand how incredibly buttery and pigmented and smooth these eyeshadows are. They are incredible. Again, I've not worn it, so I can't speak to the wear, but pigmentation is on point. Love that. Then I popped in to Maya and picked up the Benefit Griff Proof Brow Pencil in the shade number 2. I have this on today underneath the Chi Chi Brow Fiber Brow. I'm really liking it. It's the one with the spoolie on one end, the kind of triangular kind of focuses pencil. Really liking it. I do have bigger brows, so I can get away with it. Not sure if you had quite thin brows, how it would go, because the lady did say it kind of grips to your eyebrow hairs. So if you didn't have many, I don't know how it would go, but I'm loving this at the moment. And I stopped at the MAC counter to pick up a backup of my Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I'm running low on this, and I thought, while I'm there, it may as well. And then I grabbed one of the colours from the Soft Serve collection. This is a Soft Serve eyeshadow in Put Me to Shame. The formula reminds me of the Chanel Illusion to Ombre. This is a really pretty, like, silvery kind of taupey colour. Super pretty. I feel like that would actually go really pretty underneath the MAC Foiled eyeshadow. Let me put that on top and see what I think. Definitely got to make sure you close those up tight because they are still a cream. Ooh, just makes it even extra sparklier. Ooh, that's really pretty. You wanted something super sparkly. Very nice. So that is what I've picked up recently. Let me just check that that is everything. Yep. Awesome. So that is everything I've picked up recently. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Do give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see tutorials with anything, reviews, anything at all. Let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe to stay tuned for the rest of my videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.